Boys and Girls Clubs of America. We're here in Miami. Big event, Be a Star anti-bullying rally. WWE superstar Sonya, you're here for this huge event. This is so great. You guys are doing so much good in the community, a lot of community work. This is your first Be a Star rally. So before the event starts, what are you thinking? What are your thoughts? Have you seen some of the rallies before?
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where I always see it on social media, all the other guys and girls from WWE participating in it. And it's actually one of the few events in the CR department that I haven't been a part of, and I would love to be a part of. So I'm super excited. I'm all about inclusion, and especially anti-bullying is something that's near and dear to my heart. So super stoked to be here in Miami, which is like 30 minutes from my house, so that makes it super cool too.
For you, what is your story going to be? You give us the short version, but what are you going to tell the kids? What's something that you want to resonate with them today?
Well, I think I was definitely an outlier growing up just because I really didn't like school. I always kind of wanted to do my own thing. I was always interested in boys sports, you know. I wanted to fight, and in my town that was seen as a man's world. And so I kind of always fought against the grain to fit in there, and going through that journey with, you know, my parents not even being accepting of me wanting to fight. You know, now they're my biggest supporters, so it's a kind of happy ending story that I like to tell because, you know, you have to fight adversity or else you're not going to change adversity, so.
You have an MMA background as well.
I do, yes.
What was that like, getting into MMA and then transitioning to sports entertainment, pro wrestling?
Getting into MMA in a small town in South New Jersey was tough because there wasn't really MMA gyms there. And this is back in 2011 or 2010 where MMA gyms really weren't that popular to begin with. It was like, oh, you find a boxing gym or maybe a karate studio, but to find everything together was hard. So I would kind of hop around and get my training at a few different facilities, and they were all like 45 to an hour from my house. Then I ended up moving to South Florida to pursue that. But I think the transition from martial arts to professional wrestling was actually a smooth one because I did have the fight background, so I did come with legitimacy and footwork and agility and speed. So I think it helped me physically in those ways, but mentally, obviously, two different worlds. And I had a lot to learn, but I was able to do that at the Performance Center down in NXT, and the best coaches there is.
What about that Performance Center in Orlando? Just talk about the facility itself, the coaching there, just everything that goes on there.
Growing up training in little dingy martial arts gyms, you know, sometimes there wasn't even mats. I remember like warming up on like mattress pads, literally. So going from that to the state-of-the-art WWE NXT Performance Center down in Orlando is insane. I felt like I was walking into like a, you know,
palace.
Yeah, it was insane. So it was super cool training there. And the cool thing about the Performance Center is all the coaches kind of specialize in something different. So it was cool to learn from each one of them and come out of there with a really, you know, vast experience of it all.
Now we'll wrap this up. You're living in South Florida now, and you and Mandy have a passion for donuts. So is the plan still to open a donut place and have your moms run it, and possibly in South Florida?
Wow, you did your research. Yeah, Mandy and I are neighbors. We live in South Florida. We have a donut show called Mandy's Donuts, which is a YouTube series that we host weekly every Tuesday. And yeah, the end goal, the long-term dream is to get a Mandy's Donuts storefront down here in South Florida, and we'd obviously have our moms run it. A real mom and pop shop feel, two Italian mothers from Jersey and New York.